Shout out to the people working 9 to 5. I be working 9 to 9. And the 6 upside down is a 9. You already know the vibe. Maybe asking yourself, what is he talking about? Have y'all not seen the consistencies of these posts? Every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There's been videos after videos after videos. And for those of y'all that are just watching this on YouTube, I'm even making videos on TikToks. It's all about the consistency, man. But I will say, recently, I felt like I was hindered. I had bought, like, some equipment to use for the gaming stuff to show my face more and stuff where I play on the PS5 and whatnot. But I got it and it was messed up and I ended up having to send it back. So now I gotta wait even longer for it. It's frustrating. Frustrating. I mean, it is what it is, though, so, you know. I'm not gonna let stuff like that set us back because we're gonna keep it pushing, you know? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is well. For all the new people here, my name is Glitch. I make gaming content. Be sure to check out my other videos whenever you get a chance. There's a link down below that'll send you to that. Other than that, we finna get into some V-Rec gameplay. So let's go ahead and log it in and get in the mix. Let's go. Alright, people, let's get in the mix. We've been getting into something real juicy. Alex done linked up with her. Oh, y'all hear it.
After all, why not? Maybe he's right.
He's not right, June.
Maybe I was just wrong about all this. That wouldn't be the first time I screwed up. The three of us were so happy together. Maybe Alex and I can still be happy?
Oh. Bro. This girl really said, we go see you right now. Like, bro, your mother's dying. What are you doing? Alright, what are we doing? Anything to click on? Ooh, book. Got a book this time. Nice.
You know, my little phone, in life, you only have two ways out. Either escaping or disappearing.
Talk to me.
But sometimes, you're unable to disappear. And escaping from yourself, well, that sure ain't easy.
Talk to me, June.
So, when that happens, in your opinion, what's left to do? We can try to find out together if you want.
Small person in the big world. How do I...
When Diane and I were little, Mary would tell us bedtime stories. She would make up animal fables with all kinds of mystery and conflict. Savage world, she called it. Female wolves, bears, or scorpions would find themselves in imminent danger, but they could always manage it on their own, swindling and betraying the boorish, idiotic males. Mary wanted us to be strong, courageous, and independent women, except it also made me a bit fearful of the world.
Interesting. Alright, fast forward.
Alex gifted me most of these books. It started as a joke, but as time passed, there were more and more. Every time I had an issue, Alex would find the book to address it. Some of the worst titles, too. How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Who Moved My Cheese? I was reading them casually, but they still helped me move on. Alex would call it the emergency library. Every problem has a book, he said. But when I found myself alone, the library didn't work anymore.
You need more than some self-help book to get through it, man. Come on, reach. Go back in.
At first, I stayed in the apartment for days. I wouldn't go outside. I barely recognized my own voice when I opened the door for food deliveries. I could have disappeared. No one would have known. Yet, amid the silence, if you listen carefully, you can hear some things. The air traveling through the lungs, the bowels gurgling, the teeth grinding, even a heart beating.
So, all right.
That much is clear now. In fact, Alex and Marie are like two sides of the same coin for me.
Talk to me about Alex.
Alex was my crutch, my unwavering support. I came to believe that I would crumble without him. Marie was a model of strength, of courage, and determination. Everyone admires her, but she is completely unattainable. And I was dependent on her as much as him. Unable to manage on my own, but that was before.
Before what, June? Talk to me.
I guess you understand now, my little fawn. Your dad and I separated. And for the first time in my life, I was living alone. At 34 years old, I had no idea how to do that. And he didn't fix everything. But come to think of it, it may be the reason I began looking for who I really was.
Alright, what we got? What's happening? Ooh, did I see something up there? No. Hey. Ooh, I feel it.
I lived surrounded with cardboard boxes for months. I was unable to open them. It was physically impossible, but it didn't bother me much. I've never been a homemaker anyway. Also, if I had an off day, I could always blame it on those boxes. Instead of blame it on the life that was put away in those boxes. I think I just figured out why I love movies so much. When I was a teenager, my life didn't seem real. I couldn't say for sure that I existed, but in movies, people had pure and intense emotions. I loved that. Any fiction was a documentary to me. When I found myself alone, I fell back into that zone. I watched hundreds of movies, obscure comedies, blockbusters, absurd schlock. I was looking for a template that would explain to me how to feel. Except it didn't work this time. I needed more.
What you need, June? Talk to us.
From the day you died, I had been sleeping a lot. I was still tired when I woke up, but at least it passed the time. Then everything changed. Sleeplessness kicked in. I spent my nights trying to understand, what am I still doing here?
that's it. Okay. Talk to me. Ooh.
Do you remember this cup? Every morning you would drink your hot cocoa from it. I had to take it out of the dishwasher so many times. You wanted nothing else. It was in a box for a while. I thought about it, sometimes when I thought about you. It was there. One day I pulled it out of one of the boxes. I wanted a hot cocoa, and it slipped out of my hands.
Oh.
My heart skipped a beat in that moment. I held my breath for 1 second. And then... nothing. I just picked up the pieces one by one and threw them in the garbage. I wondered whether I was a monster for not feeling devastated. But now I know that I'm not. I stayed strong. And it turns out that being able to do that changed everything. That day I realized that I was strong and that I could do it alone.
Yeah, because, like, I'm not gonna lie, in moments like that, people...
Then I understood. I turned on my computer and I started typing. Not a soap opera episode like I was writing before you died. It was something personal. And I think it was important. A movie script. A beautiful, kind of sad story. It could be a nice feature if I ever finish it one day. I was surprised to feel the desire
Is this
to
the
write,
movie?
but now I understand how priceless it was.
Could be the
It
movie.
allowed me to switch roles. I was no longer the grieving mother, or the young divorcee, or the daughter of. I was writing. I was becoming an author. I was inventing a reality that was just as valid as another.
But people make it seem like, you know, in certain situations, like, you have to be devastated. Like, you don't have to be devastated. Like, I get it.
You know,
It makes it seem like
I
you're
was
not
telling
human,
the
but...
truth earlier when I said that there were only two ways out in life. But whether you escape or disappear, in the end you're doing the same thing. Now I understand that I had to find another way. And complete solitude allowed me to face the void. And to rewrite myself. It was the only way for me to change completely. From the ground up.
Yeah. Tell that ex that he need to kick
Don't
some
you want
rocks.
everything to be just like before?
No.
Alex and I can reinvent ourselves. I know that we can. But that's going to require a lot more work.
Facts.
I would love for things to work out that way, Alex. Just like in the movies. But the scene when they get back together, the happy end, we all know that's not happening. Too bad.
Facts.
You're at least as sexy as Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, and I definitely have better abs.
I noticed that the other day. Is that new?
See? You're missing out.
I'm sorry things ended the way they did between us. I left because I was losing my bearings. And I felt like you were also going off track. You know, trying to convince us that we would be okay.
I was trying to help you.
That's the problem.
I didn't need help. Oh man. Ooh, let's see. I mean, June, you did need help.
You couldn't have. I was too sad. I was unable to listen. I couldn't keep leaning so much on you. I couldn't stand it. I had reached a breaking point. If I didn't make a big change, I would have... But I was not allowed to die. I had no right. So I tried living. All the people who matter to me have something in common. They all taught me that I could live without someone else. Marie, taught me that I could live without a father, that I could exist as a woman in a world created for men. But she never taught me what it was like to be loved. Alex taught me that I could live without Marie. All of a sudden, I was worth more than I thought, and she much less than I thought. But what he loved the most about me was that he could be there for me. I don't hold it against him. We are who we are. He loved me, but he didn't help me love myself. And then you were there, and you taught me the most important thing. You taught me that I could live, even without Marie, even without Alex.
I'm gonna say without Alex. I
Even
don't need you
without
running
you.
off.
Without you.
You know, I changed too.
I believe you, Alex.
So don't you think it may be a good time to try again?
We can't try again if we're strangers to each other.
Wow. That's a Nobel Wisdom Prize right there.
Facts.
That's not even a thing.
Exactly.
You know... Oh, I don't know if I should tell him this, but...
You don't want to bust out the L word yet. Just say you miss him.
I
And
miss
then you
you.
miss him.
And although I left, you're always here with me. And oftentimes I think to myself that we could start something new. We'd hop in the car and road trip through Ardèche. I would take off my flip-flops and rest my bare feet on the dashboard. And you would yell at me because that's nasty.
That is definitely nasty.
Oh, nastier than your damn Tupperware up in the fridge?
Nastier than your clumps of hair in the bathroom sink?
Probably not. But then I realized that all of these are memories. Some are good, many are, but some are dreadful. Those memories with you, they're too much to handle. Which means I don't have a choice. I have to leave it all behind. You understand?
Then, what about last week?
Look, Alex,
How about last week?
I don't want to hurt him, but
That's besides the
that's
point.
besides the point. I don't know why I did what I did.
Talk to
I
him.
don't even know why I went to your house.
Talk to him.
Because you wanted to see me.
It's true. I'm telling you, I have no idea why I went. Maybe it was out of habit? I think that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with Alex. His way of figuring stuff out has always fascinated me. I couldn't figure out a character's story arc. He figured it out. I couldn't get in touch with producers. I couldn't live without you. He figured it out. I believe that's why I went to see him last week. So he could figure it out for me. Except I didn't even know what my problem was on that day.
You don't need him to figure it out, June.
If only it were that simple. Anyway, it was really stupid, and I probably hurt you.
Come on, Jim, stop that. Last week you were happy. For the first time since I can remember.
What would you know? We haven't seen each other in months.
That is true. And it wasn't my call. You're the one who left. And I respected your choice. I learned how to live without you. And you showed up on my doorstep out of fucking nowhere? What am I supposed to think?
Yeah, he's totally right about that.
You gotta
I'm sorry,
apologize,
Alex. I truly am. I know you're angry, and...
I'm not angry.
But I was in a bad place. I didn't know what to do. I needed to see someone.
Why not your sister then? Or call a girlfriend? Even your mother, for that matter. You came to see me because I know what you are feeling. I understand your pain. Don't you think?
No, I don't think so.
I think this just disappears anyway. You don't understand.
You don't
anything.
understand anything.
Oh, y'all hear it?
Well,
No
if you
time
really
in.
understand, then why do I... Why the hell do I feel so alone? No one can tell me how to live with this, how to do this.
How?
It's a gaping hole in the fabric of life. And living with that big a hole in you it's impossible.
Alright, give me some toothbrush. No. Bro, sitting real stiff in a car. Whoop. This. Oh, the hairbrush. It wasn't lighting up. I don't know what is going on, but.
Do you remember your dollhouse? Marie gave it to you. She had built it herself in secret. It was really detailed. There were even miniature figurines of Alex and I
Look
for
at
you
his
to play with.
legs. Oh, look at him.
Of course you remember. You took to it
Yes.
immediately. You were making up all kinds of stories about daily life where you were the hero.
Oh, look at their legs.
It's true. I did it. I stole your house from Alex and threw it away. I don't know why. Could you forgive me? If I had a really good reason?
Oh, you threw it away? That's kind of messed up, though. I ain't gonna lie.
This is Pauline, your father's new girlfriend. Actually, we've known her since high school, but I haven't seen her in a while. She's a great girl, you know. I'm sure your dad will be happy with her. To be honest, I always wondered why he picked me over her back then. Your dad is still making video games, but he quit the big company he used to work for. Now he's making a game on his own. I don't know much about it. I think it's about you. In a way, every game he ever worked on talked about you. The games you were playing together actually gave him tons of ideas for his work.
Yeah, why
I
you
thought
threw out the
Alex had
dollhouse?
gotten rid of that house when he cleaned out your room. After you passed, I never wondered where it was. Some people say that the dead haunt houses. I was afraid that you would haunt that one. Afraid to hear your voice if I stared at it for too long.
Ah, I see. It was very
Alex
dramatic.
moved into
and you
this
just-
place with his new girlfriend
see it.
about a year ago. He looked happy. Suburban homes aren't my thing, but I was relieved that he had finally left the apartment where the three of us had lived.
Y'all were living together? Sus. That boy's sus.
When I learned that Alex and Pauline were moving in together, I thought he had turned the page. Do you want to know what I felt? It's complicated. I think I was impressed. Once more, your father had demonstrated that he was stronger than me, and I'd like to say that I was happy for him. But in truth, I envied him. I pictured Alex alone in his office, using his job as an excuse to play with your house. I found that pitiful. That didn't fit at all with the idea I had of him, always moving forward, never moping around. And then I realized that maybe he wasn't telling me everything about his feelings. Your father had everything. A new girlfriend, a nice house, his life on track. Meanwhile, I was over here, toiling, slowly crawling out of the hole. And I needed to see him, so he could comfort me. Just like before, I thought he owed me that.
Oh,
He started doing it at work.
Oh
Just so
my
that
gosh.
he could meet his deadlines. Sometimes we did it together at
What?
parties for fun.
Oh,
Oh, all
y'all
right, I
got
know it's
going
bad,
on.
but when we knew that you were coming, we stopped. And that's why I was surprised to see some at his place last week. He tried to hide it, but I laughed in his face. I'm not his mom. Still, though, I thought to myself it was a bad sign.
That's what they were doing.
Alex looked gaunt. Not just because of the blow, it was like he'd been crying. I tried to talk to him, ask him how he was doing. He just dodged the question. So I insisted. But he said he wanted to show me something, and he started a video game. Something called Night Call. A murder mystery noir where you play a taxi driver. It was really good, but it's hard to have a conversation with a controller in your hands. We had a great night in the end. We drank beers, we played, we laughed. And after a while, he asked me what I was doing there. Really, I thought about telling him the truth. But instead, I kissed him. I don't know what came upon me. He kissed me.
Oh. Oh,
And
y'all doing the
more.
deed.
It was very nice. Much more intense than it used to be before. And it made me want to cry because that was way too late. Perhaps I threw away that house because I was jealous of Alex's new life. In fact, I might have wanted to show your father what he was losing by losing us. Perhaps I threw away the house to shake up Alex, to get a reaction from him, so he could be mad at me, so he could snap out of his lurch. Perhaps I threw away that house because I was mad at Alex. His whole stuck in nostalgia thing, I found it incredibly offensive. Perhaps I threw away that house because that was my gift to him. Perhaps I thought he needed this old relic out of his life. Like he needed me out of his life. I'm sure all of that contributed to my reaction to a certain extent. I was jealous, a bit petty, conflicted, and on top of that, I was a dollhouse thief. But there
you
was
was.
something else, something that really hurt me, and that I'm only understanding now. I was ashamed.
It's a shame, old dog. Talk to me. Talk to me.
I came to demand support from Alex. I thought it was unfair that he was already happy again. But when I came across that dollhouse, I realized that he missed you as much as I did, which is actually why I threw it away. That's the reason. The dollhouse was proof that for years I had been blinded. I was ashamed to only realize now that he too was hurting.
So you need to talk to him, let him know, like, hey, I understand you going through it too. Young man.
I understand your pain. Don't you think?
Talk to him.
How is this possible? How did I not realize that he was hurting too? And how come he never told me about it? Well, how about you, Alex? Should we talk about that?
What? What do you mean?
How many times have we talked about Astrid together? About her death? Dozens of times? Hundreds, maybe?
That's because we needed to.
I needed that. That was the only thing I could talk about, and Alex was always there to listen to me. To check how I'm doing, to inquire about my feelings, to assess my needs. To ask if there was anything else he could do. And I never asked him any questions. Not a single one. Are you sure about that?
What do you mean, am I sure? You were devastated.
And you? How did you feel?
Come on, again with this shit. Pauline is always trying to make me talk to. I don't have anything to say. What am I supposed to say?
Ooh, he heard
There's
you.
no way you never felt the need to talk about those feelings. That whole time when you finally got me to calm down and fall asleep? How did you feel? What did you think?
I don't know. I can't remember. Why are you dragging this up now?
Because I never thought to ask you back then.
Well, that's all right. I'm okay. I was okay. It's not your fault.
He's still doing it. He's still trying to protect me all the time. He needs to understand that things have changed. No, maybe not. Anyway, I probably wouldn't have listened to what you had to say. I was unable to. But now I'm thinking to myself that it wasn't fair. You know, I just realized something, and I'm so ashamed about it. You're hurt too, and that didn't even occur to me until now.
I was thinking about you.
Not about Astrid?
When I was alone at night, I was thinking about what I needed to do to help you get better. That's all I thought about. You needed me. That kept me going. And now that you're no longer here...
I lived in fear of everything for a long time. Fear of making the wrong choice, fear of making mistakes, fear of not being good enough, not smart enough. And Alex was an antidote against all these fears. He was acting like he didn't have wounds of his own. But I knew that he did. One day, for instance, he told me about his parents. They love each other the same as ever. They're very good together. For them, having a child just came as a natural step to their relationship. They were nice, patient, kind. They ticked all the boxes. But in the end, parenting, that wasn't their thing. I think that in spite of their best efforts, they don't give a flying fuck about me. Maybe that's the reason why he, on the other hand, cared so much about us. Maybe your hugs and my kisses were the things that helped him cope. You can take care of yourself. All this energy you expended for me was admirable, but it was also holding you captive. You're free now.
Free from what?
Free to face your own emotions and deal with them, to heal your own
Responsibility,
pain.
young man.
You know, if I ever think too much about her, about how much I miss her, I have to stop. It makes me dizzy, it scares me. I'm pathetic.
Of course you're not. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live with it, you know? But missing you on top of missing her, it's too much. I need you.
Listen, Alex. How do I tell him?
Anything we could say? Okay.
I'm going to hang up now. I blew off Jan to pick up the phone, thinking this was an emergency.
But it is an emergency. I'm sure Diane will understand.
Alex, you don't know.
Fine. The one time I need your help...
Oh, poor guy. He's about to feel very bad about this. Oh well, that was his dumb choice. Alex, I'm at the hospital.
Oh shit. Are you okay? What happened? Or was it Diane?
Don't worry, I'm fine, and so is your dear Diane. It's my mother. She had... I should be happy that he's relieved, but man, that's harsh. But let's be honest, Alex has never been too keen on her anyway. Do you want to know how he described her? The mug of a James Bond villain, the personality of a public restroom, and the pictorial style of a drunken tardigrade. I'm sure he thought that she was being unfair to me, and that annoyed him. So he avoided her as much as possible. The worst part is that she loved him, but he could see right through her. Marie's self-assurance, her way of looking down on everyone. He often told me that he wasn't buying it, that it was pretend. Alex didn't like that I wasn't as critical of Marie as he was. He probably thought that I was a bit masochistic. I wasn't. It's just that I'm her daughter, and she's my only mother. Alex, this is my mother we're talking about. I mean, sure, this is Marie, but still.
What happened to Our Lady of the Paintbrush? I know it wasn't her heart. She doesn't have one.
Oh, jeez, Alex. Damn. Boy, do that care.
That doesn't sound like Alex. Not at all. What's happening to him? Is he drunk? It's a bit early to start drinking. Should I be worried? Or perhaps I shouldn't say anything.
I'd be worried.
I actually don't know. They said something about an aneurysm, but I haven't summoned the courage to see her yet.
Scared you'll get an earful?
All right, enough. It's not funny, Alex. It's not funny. It's actually pretty insensitive, which is not like you. Are you okay?
Come on. It's just a joke.
Except nothing is ever just a joke.
Anyway, what do you care if I'm okay?
Oh my
I mean,
gosh,
I
Alex,
care
bro,
about
you
you.
killing me.
Oh, sorry. Are you doing a stand-up routine now? Hopefully that works out better than movies did.
Right, I don't know what's going on, but I have no time for this, okay? So I'm just gonna hang up now.
Yeah, you hang up. You can call me anytime, day or night, even show up at my house unannounced. I'm here, no worries. But if it's the reverse, I can go right onto hell.
That's unfair, Alex. I don't...
Unfair? Really? Have I ever not been there for you?
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, okay, so it just fades away. And when it fades away, I know what's
Are
gonna
we
happen.
keeping score? That's news to me. I never asked you to be there. I don't owe you a thing, okay? Just call Pauline if you're looking for comfort.
That's too easy,
Yeah, I
Shno.
hear it.
Giving up on me now that you no longer need me.
Alex, it's been almost 2 years
What
since
if I had done that to you when Astrid died?
Oh, go fuck yourself, Alex.
Makes you mad, don't he?
What a dumbass! How dare he bring you up in the middle of all this? He never forgave me for what happened, but he's too cowardly to tell it to my face. He's right, though. I don't know how I would have managed if he weren't there when you... And on top of that, I hold him responsible. I guess I'm an ungrateful bitch, huh?
Are you? And with that, folks, that is the end of the Wreck gameplay. Man, we're getting into some juicy stuff. Sad indeed, sad indeed. Again, I really do hope y'all are enjoying the gameplay. Be sure to check out my other videos if you're new here. And I hope y'all have a lovely day. Peace.